Good morning, everyone. So, my topic is forensic entomology under the science of criminalistic. So, the objective of this report is to provide a comprehensive overview of forensic entomology, including its principles, applications in criminal investigations, limitations, and significance in solving crime. So, forensic entomology is the application of insect study to criminal investigations has emerged as an indispensable tool in modern crime solving. So, by meticulously examining insect evidences, forensic entomologists can unlock vital clues about the circumstances surrounding a death. So, this paper delves into the intricacies of forensic entomology, exploring its foundational principles, practical applications, and the challenges faced by practitioners in this specific field. So, from determining the time of death to linking suspects to a crime scene, the significance of insects in criminal investigations cannot be overstated. So, forensic entomology is a specialized field of forensic science that involves the application of entomology, the study of insects, to criminal investigations. It is a specialized field of forensic science that involves the applications of entomology, the study of insects, to criminal investigations. So, by examining the insect's evidences, forensic entomologists can determine critical information such as the time of death, post-mortem interval or the PMI, the location of death, and movement of the corpse. So insects, particularly flies and beetles, are attracted to the decomposing bodies and their life cycles are predictable. So it makes them valuable tools in criminal investigations. How can insects tell us the time of death? We have to. What type of insects are on or in the dead body? Which method an entomologist uses? So if the body is suspected of being dead in less than a month, then the life cycle of insects is looked at. And if the body is suspected of being dead from a month to a year, then the succession of different insects is looked at. So when a body dies, it goes through several physical and biological changes. So a dead body is said to be in different stages of decomposition. These different stages of decomposition attracts different insects at different times. So one of the first insects to settle into a freshly dead body is what we call the blowfly. Blowflies have several different life cycles, starting with an egg stage, moving on to three different larva stages, and going through a pupa stage before emerging as an adult. Generally, the time of death can be determined by the kinds of insects colonizing the body at a specific time. So, how can we determine the time of death? Here we have three insects' life cycles: succession of insects, temperature, and development. So, under the insect's life cycle, it depends what kind of insects, particularly, or example, blowflies, are attracted to the decomposing bodies almost immediately after death. Succession of insects. Different types of insects arrive at a corpse in a predictable order. So, by analyzing the stages of development of these insects, we have the eggs, the larva, the pupa, or the adults. Forensic entomologists can estimate the time elapsed since death with remarkable accuracy. Under the temperature and development, insects' development rates are influenced by environmental factors such as temperature. So entomologists consider these factors to refine their time of death estimate. So how can we determine the location of death? We have the insect geography and we have the insect evidence. So insect geography, certain insect species are specific to particular geographic regions. So in insect evidence, the presence of the specific insects on a corpse can indicate where the body was initially located before being moved. For example, if the insect typically found in a mountainous region are found on a body discovered in a coastal area, it suggests that the body was moved. How can we also detect the drug and poisoning cases? In here, we have the insect's behaviors. We have the evidence of poisoning. So in the insect's behavior, some insects are sensitive to certain chemicals or toxins. Evidence of poisoning is the presence or the absence of a specific insect species on a body can provide clues about potential poisoning. Example, if the insects that are typically repelled by a certain drug are found in an abundance, it may indicate the presence of that kind of drug in the victim's system. Evidences in the cases of neglect or abuse. So, insects infestation, indicators of neglect. Insect infestation is the cases of severe neglect or abuse. Victims may experience insect infestations due to poor hygiene and living conditions. So, indicators of neglect, the presence of specific insect species and their populations can provide evidence of prolonged neglect or abuse. Linking to a crime scene. Example, transfer of the insects. Insects can be transferred from a crime scene to a suspect through contact with the victim or its environment. How about the evidence of the presence? Finding specific insects species on a suspect's clothing or body that match those found at the crime scene can link the suspect to the crime. We also have forensic entomologies, limitation and challenges. First is we have the geographic variations. Why is it that it is a limit or a challenge of forensic entomology, the geographic variations? It's because insect species and their development rates vary across different regions, which can complicate the analysis process. Example, a specific insect species might be common in one region but entirely absent in another. This makes it challenging to establish accurate postmortem intervals without region-specific data. So in environmental factors, weather conditions, temperature, and humidity can affect insects' development and colonization of a corpse, influencing the accuracy of the PMI estimations. So, fluctuations in these factors can significantly affect the rate at which insects colonize a body and progress through their life stages. For example, a corpse exposed at high temperature will experience accelerated insect activity, potentially misleading investigators about the time of death. And then we have the scavenger interference. Animals or some animals may feed on corpses, and it will always disrupt the insect activity, making it difficult to accurately determine the postmortem interval. This interference can disrupt insect activity, making it difficult to accurately determine the postmortem interval based on insect evidence. So additionally, scavengers can remove key insect evidence, hindering the investigations. Lack of standardization. There is a need for standardized methodologies and databases to improve the consistency and reliability of forensic entomology findings. And also, lastly, limited research. While research in forensic entomology is growing, there is a need for more studies to expand the knowledge base and address specific challenges. Example of a case or a fictitious case is when a young woman is found dead in a rural area with no apparent signs of trauma. The case goes cold due to a lack of evidences. Months later, a forensic entomologist is called to re-examine the case. By analyzing the insect species and their developmental stages on the body, the entomologist determines that the victim's death occurred during a specific time frame that was previously that forensic entomology is primed to assume an increasingly pivotal role, not only within the criminal justice system, but also on the global stage. So, in the ongoing battle against the wildlife crimes and the preservation of endangered species, this advancement underscored the field's tremendous potential to make profound contributions to resolving intricate legal cases and safeguarding the precious biodiversity of our planet in the existing years. Said that insects are evidences. Why? Forensic entomology is a very useful method of determining elapsed time since death after 72 hours and can be used earlier. It is accurate to a day or less or a range of days and may be only the method available to determine elapsed time since death. So she said that he successfully defended these evidences in court so many times. It is vital that the insects are collected properly and its accuracy depends on this and on suitable conditions for the insects. In conclusion, forensic entomology has undeniably transformed the landscape of criminal investigations. So, by meticulously analyzing insect evidences, entomologists provide invaluable insights into the circumstances surrounding a crime. While challenges such as geographic variations and environmental factors persist, advancement in technology and ongoing research continue to expand the capabilities in this field. So, as forensic entomology evolves, its potential to solve complex cases and deliver justice will undoubtedly increase. So, by understanding the intricacies of insect life cycle and their interactions with human remains, investigators can move closer to unraveling the mysteries of the past. So, here are my references. And I leave this quote: forensic entomology. It's in the past, it's in the present, and in the future. Any question? That's all. Thank you.